Hello, JuV Day 20. I thought for today's video, I'd take you through sort of the Cliff Notes ideas that I had for making up a new Marvel universe. Now, this is an idea from many years ago that I came up with, and so it may be somewhat coloured by, like, different things that I thought about at the time. Also, at least one bit of it has pretty much come to pass in the main Marvel universe with the whole nation building stuff that is going on in the X-Men at the moment. So take from that what you will. So I had various ideas to use in this version of the Marvel universe, and one of the ones that I had come up with was that I was going to have Iron Fist be sort of founding member of the universe's version of the Avengers. Like, it was going to be good. Like, I was going to have a bunch of good stuff involving him being effectively a reincarnation of the sort of Susanoo from Shinto mythology. I had some cool things with that because his whole storyline, or his origin storyline of, like, killing the dragon, like, that is very similar to Susanoo killing Orochi. Like, that just was a connection that I'd made and thought, oh, maybe that would be an interesting angle to take with that character. A lot of the different characters that are sort of involved were involved in some sort of godly business. There was some sort of, like, thing going on. I mean, the gods are involved in a lot of different things in the Marvel universe anyway. We've got Thor being a major player in basically every single version of it. And yeah, I was going to do what basically ended up happening in the aftermath of Civil War, when the gods of Asgard came back and Thor was having to go around and find them all. So that was basically what I was going to do. I was going to have Thor going around trying to find the other reincarnations of the Norse gods. He was going to be just going around having a fun time with that. The various other gods were going to be involved in various other things. I was going to have Captain America's super soldier stuff come from basically godly intervention in this super soldier project, and that was just a whole thing. I'm a big mythology nerd, so, like, that's just a thing that I was planning on pushing a lot. So I was also going to heavily push the Hulk in some ways or other, and I was considering sort of doing some sort of, like, thing involving his origin where he's got, well, Banner wasn't going to be as much of a genius. He was going to be a very very clever doctor who was sort of doing radiology and got exposed to the gamma rays, and he was maybe a bit of a, like, godly intervention as well in some way, shape or form. By accident, probably, but it was sort of in the plan. The one that I was really excited about, really excited about, was the X-Men stuff, because I was thinking that this was a huge, fresh idea. I was going to have the X-Men being effectively, well, the mutants in general were going to come from this one, like, nation. It's a hidden nation. So it's taking this sort of idea in X-Men Evolution of all mutants being hidden in some way, shape or form, and then going from that to the whole thing with basically what's going on nowadays with Krakoa, the sort of planet, country stuff. So it's going to be a hidden country in probably around where Wundagore is in the normal Marvel universe, and I was going to have them sort of doing all sorts of bits and bobs, and there was going to be the leader of their nation was the host of the Phoenix Force, or part of the Phoenix Force, and what I was going to do was that the current holder at the time of the story starting was going to be either Apocalypse or, like, Exodus or someone along those lines, and I was going to have his two sons be Xavier and Magneto. And basically, they were going to be literally brothers or half-brothers or whatever, and they were going to be ideologically conflicted, as they are in the main Marvel universe, generally speaking. They were going to have Xavier being basically like, we're cool, we can live in harmony, we can do this sort of stuff. And his followers would become that world's version of the X-Men. And naturally, Magneto would be a sort of member of the military of the nation, and he would be sort of going, yeah, but we're gonna sort of go and conquer because, we can't live in peace, sort of thing. And each of them would be basically building their power structures in their country. And sort of like people would be based on one side or other, as they always are in mutant stories. We were going to have basically Cyclops was going to be a member of the military as well, and he was going to have sort of conflicted loyalties between the two sides. He was going to have learned a lot from Xavier, being basically, he owes him a lot about controlling his powers, but also he's got loyalties to Magneto because he's part of the military. Same with Wolverine, except he's more of I was going more with the way that the Ultimate X-Men was going to go with him, which was he starts off literally devoted to Magneto's cause, or, at least willing to be a part of it because he's such a cynical bastard. And then he sort of comes to his senses and realizes that no, he's not fought for this sort of thing. And what was going to happen was that Jean and Shadowcat were sort of going to be POV characters, and the two of them were going to sort of arrive around the same time, and they were going to be joining the Mutant Nation, because the Mutant Nation is going to always be getting new people coming in because mutants and mutants. And there's all this conflict between Xavier and Magneto about who of them was going to be the next host of the Phoenix Force, and who was thus going to be steering the country ideologically. And there's not going to have been either of them going to be getting it when their dad died. It was in fact going to be Jean, because Jean and the Phoenix Force, gotta have it. So I was going to have that happen, and basically not long after Jean arrives, the Phoenix guy, he dies, and the Phoenix goes to her, and she was going to have to sort of go and find the other fragments of the Phoenix across the universe, sort of thing, because I thought that would be a cool thing to do. Give them the sort of scope of the universe again. Separately from all of that, I was going to have Doctor Strange being still the Sorcerer Supreme, but he's got to really earn it properly this time. Because in the main Marvel universe, he learns one form of magic, or maybe a couple, and that's it. And in my universe, I was like, but that makes no sense. He should really be, if he's going to be the Sorcerer Supreme, he needs to know all forms of magic in some way, shape, or form. So I was going to have him going off around, not just, well, the world was what I'd had scoped for at the time, but honestly, if he's going to be Sorcerer Supreme of the universe, then he needs to go around the universe, which I think he did not long ago in the comics themselves. So I was going to have Doctor Strange going around trying to learn all of the different forms of magic, and basically the mutant one was going to involve learning stuff to do with magic, like the character, which would be a bit of a different take on their relationship, because she's normally learning from him in the Marvel universe, and, well, we'll go with the opposite way. He's got to learn her form of magic. Haha. As I said earlier, I had a lot of ideas involving the gods, and I was basically going to have each different pantheon having some way, shape, or form of being involved. So the Shinto one was going to have some sort of, like, empowering champions or something, hence the Iron Fist stuff. Then I was going to have the Greek ones starting to do some sort of reincarnation thing for the first ever time. Like, they'd never done it before. and they were trying out something new. The Norse were going to be doing basically their whole reincarnation thing that they normally do in the Marvel Universe. But I think I had some different twist, and I can't remember what it was. I think there was various other ones that I was going to play into somehow or other, but it's been a long time. I think I've got my notes about it somewhere, but they may or may not be lost. This was going to be an entirely different continuity, in the same way that the Ultimate one was a different one. Just thought that it would be a different thing to do. So, let me know in the comments down below what you think of my ideas for a different Marvel universe. I would love to know, so tell me down there. Also, tell me in the comments what your different ideas would be for a new Marvel universe. There's some cool ideas out there, so let me know. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me. Click on the link in the description to join my Discord, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next day of JuV. Bye!